Members of the Board of Trustees, Committee on Faculty, Staff, and Administration, please respond present when you hear your name. Chairperson Lorraine Cortez Vasquez.
Present.
Vice Chairperson Ken Sunshine. I think Ken's muted. I do see him, so I will mark him.
I'm
Sorry.
sorry, I'm here.
That's okay. Trustee Una Clark. I think she's been absent. Trustee Myra Linares Garcia. She was here too. Great. Professor Karen Coughlin.
Present.
Professor Maureen Matarese. She's the faculty alternate. I'm not sure she's there. Amber Rivera, the student rep.
Present.
Great. Nigel Thomas, the student alternate. Okay, so we have a quorum. This public meeting of the Committee on Faculty, Staff, and Administration is now called to order. And on March 7th, 2020, Governor Cuomo issued Executive Order 202 declaring a state of emergency in response to the COVID-19 outbreak. On March 13th, 2020, Governor Cuomo issued Executive Order 202.1, which included a suspension of the law allowing the attendance of meetings telephonically or other similar service. Article 7 of the Public Officers Law, to the extent necessary to permit any public body to meet and take such actions authorized by the law without permitting in-person access to meetings and authorizing such meetings to be held remotely by conference call or a similar service, provided that the public has the ability to view or listen to such proceeding and that such meetings are recorded and later transcribed. In accordance with the executive order, this board meeting is being held via video conference with a live stream found at the CUNY Board of Trustees website. We are also testing out a new closed captioning feature, which you will see on the bottom of your screen. A copy of the calendar is also available online at the CUNY Board of Trustees website. Additional items may be added during the meeting. And as a reminder, please mute your audio so we can ensure that everyone can be heard. And now I'm going to take a roll call for members of the Chancellery, and there are a lot of invited guests. And there are actually a lot of people here who we were given your names, and some of you we were not given your names. So if you don't hear your name called, the Secretary's office was not given your name. So I just want to be sure that no one is deeply offended. Okay, so it's mostly people related to at the colleges related to some of the items. The General Counsel and Senior Vice Chancellor for Legal Affairs, Derek Davis.
Present.
Executive Vice Chancellor and University Provost, Jose Luis Cruz.
Present.
Okay, Senior Vice Chancellor Glenda Grace.
Present.
Vice Chancellor Dorianne Gloria.
Present.
Interim Vice Chancellor Andrea Shapiro Davis.
Present.
Associate Vice Chancellor Alina Gorelick.
Present.
President Thomas Negby.
Present.
Baruch College Provost James McCarthy.
Present.
President William Fritz.
Present.
Provost at CSI Michael Parrish.
Present.
Also from CSI Debbie Mahoney. I have not seen her, but I did get her name. Okay.
She is my assistant. She was not planning to. You probably have her.
Yeah, we were given her name, but okay, no problem. And then also from CSI, the Dean of Humanities and Social Sciences, Saralta Takix.
Here. Present.
Great. I see Julia Wrigley, Provost at the Grad
Here.
Center, and the President of the Grad Center, I think I saw Robin Gurl.
Hi.
Okay, great. I also think, oh, you know what, Hector, I didn't see you. So yes, Hector joined. So Hector's here. I also want to just announce I skipped over him by accident. My apologies, Hector, Executive Vice Chancellor and Chief Operating Officer, Hector Batista. And there are a bunch of other people. We were not given your name, but I see there's Nicholas Pappas.
Present.
And Pamela Brown. And President Wu is joining us from Queens College. And I think Bonnie Mogilescu is joining us. I'm just trying to The provost at Queens College, Elizabeth Hendry, and the president at City Tech, Russ Hotzler.
Here.
And I think we have everybody. So that's it. We're good to go. So we're going to turn to the items requiring a vote today. And given that all board members are participating remotely, and the chair will announce the resolutions and ask for members to respond only if you'd like to abstain or oppose an item. Otherwise, your vote will be recorded as a yes vote. If you're voting no or abstaining, please state your name and vote. Additionally, if you wish to second an item or have any questions, please state your name first for the record, and let's try to avoid speaking over one another. And now I turn it back to you, Lorraine.
All right, you didn't have to do Article 7 of the Public
We did it
Offices
already.
Law?
I said it.
Oh, okay, you did? Oh, well,
Yeah,
good.
it's very fast.
Yeah, good. Great to see you again, Hector. By the way, so now I'll go. Action items. First, the first item is the approval of the minutes of November 23rd. I move the approval of action item A. Do I have a second?
Second, Linares Garcia.
Thank you, Mayra. Any discussion? No, hearing no discussion. We'll vote again, as Gail said, only if you have an abstention or a objection. Hearing none, the item is approved. I'll now address action item B, which is the policy calendar. Policy item B1 is a resolution requesting the approval of a committee for the approval of the Committee on Faculty, Staff, and Administration report. I will now call on Vice Chancellor Dorianne Gloria to provide further background on this item.
Thank you. The CFSA report reflects a total of 81 employee actions, including 38 appointments and reappointments with tenure, 27 fellowship leaves, and 9 acting or interim appointments.
Okay. I move the approval of policy item B1. Can I get a second?
Second, Linares Garcia.
Good. Any discussion on this item? Gloria, I just wanted to ask that the 38 appointments and reappointments with tenure are outside of the other items we're going to discuss later. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, great. Thank you. I move the approval of policy item B1. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Thank you, Ken. Any discussion on that? Okay, hearing no discussion, we'll now vote. Hearing no objections or abstentions, the item has been approved. We now move to policy item B2, which is a resolution to name the James N. and Kathleen D. Stone Distinguished Chair. Oh, I'm sorry. To name the James M. and the Kathleen D. Stone Distinguished Chair in Socioeconomics Inequality at the Graduate Center. I will now call on Associate Vice Chancellor Elena Golaric to provide background information on this item.
Hi, thank you for calling on me. So James M. and Kathleen D. Stone are established philanthropists, and their philanthropy generally focuses on combating issues around socioeconomic and wealth inequality. In order to pursue this mission, they've established centers on academic study of these issues at 4 prestigious universities: INSEAD, UC Berkeley, Brown, and Harvard. And in 2016, they added CUNY to this list, establishing the Stone Center on Socioeconomic Inequality at the CUNY Graduate Center. And they funded the operations for the center for 4 years with a total gift of $4.86 million. In December of 2020, they renewed their commitment and pledged an additional $8.5 million to support the operations of the center. In addition, they also pledged $1 million to establish an endowed substitutional professorship they're calling the chair that will be held by the director of this center. So this resolution is to name this new endowed position the James M. and Kathleen D. Stone Distinguished Chair in Socioeconomic Inequality. This naming is in full compliance with the naming policy, which requires a minimum gift of $1 million for endowed substitutional professorships. And they require for the pledge to be completed in 5 years, which is consistent with this gift agreement.
Thank you very much, Lena. I move the approval of policy item B2. Do I have a second?
Second, Amber Rivera.
Hi, Amber. How are you? I didn't see you before. Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none, I will now move for a vote. No abstentions and no opposition, so the item is carried. Thank you unanimously. Now we'll go to policy item B3, which is a resolution to name the Diana King Memorial Endowed Scholarship at Hunter College. And I'm going to call again on Associate Vice Chancellor Elena Gorlick to provide the background on this.
Sure thing. So the Charles and Lucille King Family Foundation was founded in 1988. And until recently, it was led by the founder's daughter, Diana King, until she passed 2 years ago. At that point, the board of this foundation decided to disperse the remaining funds. And in October of 2020, this foundation committed $450,000 to the Hunter College Foundation. This gift was designated to establish an endowed scholarship to support students this foundation described as, quote, talented artists and storytellers with a passion and talent for the cinematic, television, and media arts who are in excellent academic standing and who have demonstrated financial need. The foundation has expressed a preference for, quote, rising undergraduate juniors, rising undergraduate seniors, and or graduate students in their final years of study. This resolution is to name this new fund as Diana King Memorial Endowed Scholarship in honor of the late Diana King. The requirement for this naming has been fully met. $450,000 is well above the required minimum of $100,000, and this pledge has been fully paid off.
Well, that's good to hear. I approve the policy item B3. Do I have a second?
Second, Linares Garcia.
Thank you, Ida. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll now vote. Hearing no objection or opposition, this item is carried. Policy item B4 is a resolution to accept a request from Teresa Siegel-Matinsky. And I'll now call again on Elena Gorlick so that she can provide further details.
Sure thing. Teresa Siegel-Matinsky bequeathed the entirety of her Franklin Templeton account to Lehman College, and she wished for her gift to support student scholarships. This bequest named Lehman College directly as the beneficiary. Following Ms. Matinsky's passing in 2020, the account was valued at just over $1 million, specifically $1,077,580.92. In accordance with the policy on trust and gift funds acceptance and administration, Lehman College is required to gain approval of this money to be accepted by the Board of Trustees of CUNY on behalf of the college. And this resolution is to approve this action.
I move the approval of policy item B4. Do I have a second?
Second, Amber Rivera.
Thank you, Amber. Any discussion? Congratulations, Lehman. I'll now call it for a vote. Hearing no objections or oppositions, this item is carried. Congratulations. Policy item B5 is a resolution requesting to appoint Annette Saddik as distinguished professor at the New York City College of Technology. And I'm going to call on Executive Vice Chancellor Jose Luis Cruz to provide further background on this item.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Professor Annette Saddik is renowned scholar and public intellectual with exceptional expertise in modern American drama and Tennessee Williams. Dr. Saddik joined the New York City College of Technology as an associate professor in 2002 and was promoted to full professor in 2008 and appointed a permanent member of the doctoral faculty in theater in 2011. Prior to serving at CUNY, Dr. Saddik taught at Eastern Michigan University from 1998 to 2002 and was awarded tenure and promoted to associate professor in 2001. Professor Saddik has published 3 single-authored books, 1 edited book, and over 40 essays. She has given over 50 invited lectures and keynotes around the world in the past 10 years. Professor Saddik has been awarded the 2019-20 Honorary Chair Professor of the School of Foreign Studies, Yunnan University of Science and Technology in Qiantan, China. We do have colleagues from the New York City College of Technology that are available to provide further information or answer any questions. I yield back to the Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. I move for the approval of policy item B5.
Second, Karen Coughlin.
Oh, hi, Karen. Thank you. Any discussion?
Hi, may I say a few words, please?
Sure.
I am Pamela Brown, and I'm serving as the interim provost at New York City College of Technology. And I would just like to add that this is an exciting moment for City Tech. As if approved, Professor Saddik will be our first distinguished scholar. I would like to thank the Board of Trustees Committee and the Committee on Faculty, Staff, and Administration for their careful review of the supporting material. I know this review was a significant effort because if stacked up, the height of the binders would be measured in feet, not inches. I would also like to acknowledge the significant contributions of former Provost Bonnie August, who's here tonight because she championed this nomination by soliciting and compiling this extensive and compelling material. And I also want to acknowledge President Hotzler's leadership, which deserves recognition. During his tenure, he has significantly advanced the culture of research and scholarship at the college, a transformation that has allowed faculty like Professor Saddik to bloom. Thank you.
You're welcome very much. We'll now call for a vote. Hearing no objections or abstentions, I will say that this item has been moved and approved. Thank you. Policy item B6 is a resolution to appoint Miranda Fricker as distinguished professor at the Graduate Center. I'll now call Executive Vice Chancellor Jose Luis Cruz again to give us some background on this item.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Dr. Miranda Fricker is a renowned scholar of moral philosophy, theory of knowledge, and feminist philosophy. Dr. Fricker joined the Graduate Center as presidential professor in 2018. Prior to this appointment, she was professor of philosophy at the University of Sheffield, and she served as reader, senior lecturer, and chair of the philosophy department at the University of London. Dr. Fricker has published 6 books and edited volumes, and 30 peer-reviewed articles and book chapters. Dr. Fricker has given over 90 lectures in the US and internationally since 2012. She was appointed an honorary Doctor of Letters at the University of Kent at Canterbury and an honorary professor at the University of Sheffield in 2018. Dr. Fricker was selected a fellow of the British Academy in 2016 and appointed moral philosopher on the Spoliation Advisory Panel, a UK government panel that resolves claims from families that lost property during the Nazi era. We do have colleagues from the Graduate Center. I will ask them if they have any additional comments to make before turning it over back to the chair for discussion and vote.
Great. I move the approval of item B6. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Sunshine. Any discussions? This is a nice one too. Hearing no discussion, I'll move this for a vote. Hearing no abstentions or oppositions, this item has been approved. I have to tell you, I like this these remote meetings. They go a lot smoother. Item B7 is a resolution requesting to appoint Jose Miguel Martinez Torreon as Distinguished Professor at Queens College. Again, I will call on the Executive Vice Chancellor, Jose Luis Cruz, to provide further background on this item.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Dr. Jose Miguel Martinez Torrejon is an internationally recognized scholar of the literatures and cultures of Renaissance Spain, colonial Latin America, and Renaissance Portugal. Dr. Torrejon joined CUNY as an assistant professor in 1997 and has been a full professor at Queens College since 2005, where he served as department chair of Latin American and Latino Studies from 2017-2018. He has also been the director of the Center for Portuguese Studies since 2015. Professor Martinez Torrejon has published 10 books and monographs and 40 articles. He has given over 50 lectures and keynotes in the United States and internationally. His scholarly work is frequently cited by other scholars and students in articles and dissertations. Professor Martinez Torrejon's expertise as a celebrated colonial author and early advocate of human rights led to invitations to participate in the program of cultural cooperation between the Spanish Ministry of Culture and several United States universities in 1993 and 2008. The Fundação Caloste Gubernanquian in 2007 and the Instituto Camões Programa Pessoa in 2011. I will now turn it over back to the chair. We do have colleagues from Queens College that are available for discussion and questions.
Sure, can you, whoever wants to speak can do so. And just be brief, thank you.
Hi, this is Frank Wu. I'm president at Queens College. I'll be very brief.
I know, good to see you, President Wu.
Yes, great to be here. This is someone who's distinguished in not one, not two, but 3 different fields, and who has brought all that talent to Queens College and to CUNY, setting up multiple programs. So we are very enthusiastic. Someone who truly is outstanding.
Great. Any other of your colleagues wants to make a comment? Hearing none, we'll move the item for approval. Do I have a second?
Second, Linares Garcia.
Thank you. We'll now call for a vote. Hearing no abstentions or oppositions, this item has been approved. Policy item B8 is a resolution requesting to award Adam Schaefer with early tenure at Baruch College with an application of bylaw B, bylaw 6.2 C2. Again, I will call on Executive Vice Chancellor Jose Luis Cruz to provide further details on this item.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Dr. Adam Schaefer received his PhD in 2014 and is starting his 4th year at Baruch, where he has served as an assistant professor in the Department of Mathematics since 2017. Last year, he was a recipient of the Henry Wasser Award from the CUNY Academy, presented yearly to assistant professors in recognition of outstanding research or potential for such in the humanities or sciences. Dr. Sheffer is the recipient of a current NSF grant as well as a PSC CUNY grant, and is presently working on a $270,000 NSF REU proposal. He initiated a new type of collaborative undergraduate research program supporting over 300 math majors who are homebound as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, and includes students from Yale, CUNY, Egypt, and many other institutions and countries. Dr. Schaefer has a stellar publication record with 23 articles appearing in excellent journals and 2 more in submission. Dr. Schaefer is among the very best young research in his field and is a superb teacher, having received the Best Teacher Award at Caltech, and his courses are in high demand at Baruch. I will acknowledge that we have colleagues from Baruch College who may want to add some comments. I turn it over back to the chair.
Sorry, I had to let my puppy leave the room. He was not being happy. If there are any colleagues who would like to comment, I welcome you to do so.
Yes, this is Jim McCarthy speaking. I'm the Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs at Baruch, and I appreciate what Vice Chancellor Cruz just said. I want to add that, which is unusual for such a research active junior faculty member, that Dr. Sheffer is also the leading force in the development of a new minor and a new major in computer science at Baruch. And the NSF grant that the Vice Chancellor referred to, we learned just last week, is being awarded in the full amount. So this is a faculty member who has had a PhD for 7 years and has gotten 2 major NSF grants. And he's been at Baruch for less than that amount of time, 4 years, as the Vice Chancellor mentioned. And in those 4 years, he's gotten those 2 NSF grants. So the trajectory here is exceptional.
Smart. I want to move the approval of policy item B8. Do I have a second?
Second, Linares Garcia.
Thank you, Maida. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, I'll now move it for a vote. Hearing no objections or abstentions, this item has passed. Policy item B9 is a resolution requesting to award Jacob Collins with early tenure at the College of Staten Island with an application of bylaw 6.2 C2. And again, I'll call on Executive Vice Chancellor Jose Luis Cruz to provide further details.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Dr. Jacob Collins is an assistant professor in the Department of History at the College of Staten Island, where he has received unanimous and strong support for promotion and early tenure from both the department, the college, and the budget committee. Dr. Collins has recently published the book, The Anthropological Turn, The French Political Thought After 1968, and has a second book under contract with Verso Press. Dr. Collins has also had 2 journal articles published in New Left Review, a journal for which he also serves as a member of the editorial board, as well as an article in Modern Intellectual History, with another journal article forthcoming in History of Human Sciences. Dr. Collins has garnered excellent students and peer evaluations for his teaching, which has included 9 different course preparations and focuses heavily on first-year and lower division courses, while also serving upper division and master's level instructional needs. Dr. Collins developed a new innovative history course, New Approaches to History, which focuses on looking at contemporary approaches to historical thought and encourages writing and critical thought. Dr. Collins has served a year as deputy chair, maintaining the department's web and social media presences, while spending 2 years as co-chair of the Alpha Theta Honor Society. We do have some colleagues from the College of Staten Island who may want to provide some additional comments. I yield back to the chair.
Thank you very much, Executive Vice Chancellor. If any colleague wants to make comments, I would welcome them. Brief comments.
I will start out. Bill Fritz, I'm president at the College of Staten Island, and I'm delighted to give my full support to Professor Collins. This is an individual that has pretty close to doubled the expectations that one would have for promotion and for tenure. In fact, the resume, in my professional judgment, is more reminiscent of someone going up for full professor than someone going up for promotion and tenure. And we really want to send a signal that this is someone we want to retain at the college. This is someone we don't want to lose. We want very much for them to stay as part of our faculty. Provost Michael Parrish and Dean Sheralta Takex are gone, and they may want to add a brief comment as well.
This is Michael Parrish. I'd just like to say that, often people who are this scholarly productive may not be as engaged in teaching, and I'm particularly impressed with Dr. Collins in that he's not only done 9 different preps, but he took it upon himself to develop a Frosh course, which allows students to use contemporary history as a way to approach critical thinking. So again, I would echo everything that's been said. He's an exceptional scholar, and we do want to retain him.
Thank you for your comments. Thank you, President Fritz. It's nice to see you again. And by the way, Michael, I think that's the wrong bridge behind you. It doesn't look like the Verrazano. So
I'm showing my roots, I'm afraid.
I'm going to move for the approval of policy item B9. Do I have a second?
Second, Linares Garcia.
Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. Hearing no abstentions or opposition, this item is carried. Thank you very much. Policy item B10 is a resolution requesting the award of Alexander Zevin with early tenure at the College of Staten Island with the application of bylaws 6.2C2. Executive Vice Chancellor, can you give us further details on this?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Dr. Alexander Zevin currently serves as an assistant professor in the Department of History at the College of Staten Island. His research focuses on the links between political economy, modern British and imperial history, and media and politics. Dr. Zevin's book, Liberalism at Large, The World According to The Economist, has been widely reviewed, and since the book's publication, he has received invitations to speak at the University of London, Berkeley, and Columbia University. Dr. Zevin has published 2 refereed articles since coming to the College of Staten Island, and has published articles in the London Review of Books and Le Monde Diplomatique. Dr. Zevin has received numerous awards for his scholarship, including a 2018 Binder Award for Outstanding Scholarship from his department and a 2020 Wasser Award from the City University of New York. Dr. Zevin has served as the College of Staten Island coordinator for the Phi Theta Honor Society, and has served as the Histories Department's representative on the college's Honors Advisory Teacher Education Group and Science, Letters, and Society committees. We do have our colleagues from Staten Island here today who may want to provide additional thoughts. I yield back to the chair.
Thank you. President Fritz, is there something you want to add, or any of the other colleagues?
Well, just want to underscore, we certainly understand at the college that early tenure is an unusual request, an extraordinary request, and to have 2 individuals from the same department. But I would just say both of these have, in baseball analogy, have hit back-to-back home runs. This is also an individual that has far surpassed what we normally expect of someone going up for promotion and tenure, and is also someone that we want to send a signal to that we very much want them to remain a part of the CSI family because of their extraordinary scholarship and service to students. And again, Provost Parrish or Dean Takex may want to say a brief word.
Great. Anybody else?
Well, I'd just like to emphasize again that this is somebody else who, I mean, I think as both of these came into our P&B committee, we were asking what's going on in the history department. But in addition to his book being just internationally glowingly reviewed, receiving the Wasser Award, he's also somebody who does most of his teaching in 100 and 200 level courses, which I think is really, really remarkable. And this is exactly the kind of individual we want to retain at CSI. So thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. I move for the approval of policy item B10. Do I have a second?
Second, Amber Rivero.
Okay, Amber, thank you. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, we'll now vote. Hearing no abstentions or oppositions, this motion has carried, so thank you very much. I just want to again acknowledge, I think that the scholarship that you presented, the individuals with the scholarship, thank you for that. Thank you for the thoroughness. Executive Vice Chancellor Jose Luis Cruz, but also for the thoughtful preparations. I thank you. And I do believe that early tenure is an excellent retention strategy. But it needs to be followed with the exemplary examples of these individuals, which they bring scholarship and funding to the table. So I thank you for that. And I thank you for your commitment to just keep raising the bar. And it's all, I attribute a lot of that to your leadership, Jose Luis. So thank you for that. Seeing that we have no other items on the agenda, and unless someone wants to bring any other policy items or discussions, I move to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
All right, that was a quick second. Thank you very much. This meeting is adjourned. Good night, everyone.